it's my favorite time of year, the season of giving. At America's Finest, we profile individuals that give back throughout the year to a cause that is much bigger than themselves. This month is no different. If you watched our first episode featuring John Wayne Walding, we hope you felt a sense of patriotism and passion. Today, we visit two of his close friends and discuss their causes that are close to Walding. Jacob Schultz of 22 Kill has dedicated his life after service in the Marines to preventing suicide among soldiers and public servants. And Jeff Kyle has not only worked hard to preserve his brother Chris Kyle's legacy, but also to helping military families and first responders through programs of fundraising efforts and direct support of the individual through the American Valor Foundation. Both Jacob and Jeff served our great country and are living examples that a measure of one's life is its service. So Jacob, we're out here at the gun range. You have such an interesting story and kind of that led you to where you're at today with 22 Kill. Can you tell us a little bit about your background?
Yeah, I'm a third generation Marine. I knew at a very young age I was going to do that, and probably around the age of 8 years old to follow in the stepfootsteps of my grandfather who fought World War II on Iwo Jima, and my uncle in Vietnam. And so, I was real close to my grandma growing up, and the way she'd talk about my grandpa, she'd always swell with pride. And I was like, man, I want her to, when she talks about me, to do that. And so, I decided early on I was going to be a Marine come hell or high water, and so I did. And then ended up having a bad day at the office in Iraq in 2004, which is, that's what it is, nothing more, nothing less. It was a bad day. I mean,
You say it so just so casually, a bad day at the office, but...
Well, because, it took me a long time to mentally get where I am. And, which is one of the reasons that 22 Kill is so close to me, because I've been involved with since the inception of 22 Kill, since it just started off as an initiative and evolved into what it is today. And, I've lost more brothers to suicide than I have combat. And, it's something that I struggled with, the thought of eating a bullet for a little over a year when I was at the height of my addiction after I got out of the hospital. I spent 18 months in the hospital, and, stateside I had 46 operations and 23 blood transfusions. And so there's a lot of there. There's a lot of baggage that comes with that. And, it's tough to get off those drugs because, when I wasn't high, it was interesting because it was having to reintegrate into society all over again.
Every day.
And not being numb, and then so everything became very real again. And if you were high and always numb, you never felt anything, nothing mattered. And so, I started doing a lot of public speaking, and that started with me speaking to my grandmother's Rotary Club.
Really?
Yeah, true story. And it was terrible. I was sweating grenades.
I was going to say, she's probably beaming with pride. You said you always wanted her to feel like that for you. So.
Yeah, well, she probably was, but I knew it was terrible. But I left there, and I remember when I walked out of there, and I was like, man, my soul felt lighter. And I was like, okay, now I know why she had me do that. Because I was anti-talking to therapists and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So you never went to anyone?
No.
Wow, and that had to be so hard to carry that baggage, though, just of taking that on by yourself, just not to have a release or an outlet.
Yeah, well, luckily I married a woman who's 10 times stronger than I'll ever be, so she was actually the first intern to work on me in Bethesda, Maryland.
Really?
And so, she never even knew me as the Jake before the bomb. My family, yeah. And my family calls her the blessing from the bomb because they all know and feel like if it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't even be talking to you because, she was the one that told me one night we were in Pensacola, Florida, in one bedroom apartment where she was going through flight training, and she came to me in the living room. It was like 11 at night, and I was watching TV in my wheelchair as I still wasn't walking well. I was still healing up, and she fell to her knees and looked up at me, and she said, the difference between you eating a bullet and living the way you're living is time, but the outcome is going to be the same.
Wow.
She said,
Those are powerful words.
Yeah. And she said, you're slowly killing yourself, Jake. And then she said, you owe it to your brothers that didn't come home and those that did and still love and respect you to not only live, but live well, because that's the only way you can truly honor them.
That's a great woman.
Yeah. And then she said, quit being a selfish bastard. And I was like,
Smart woman, too.
all right. And so I politely asked her to leave the living room, and I thought about it, and I was like, she's right. And so, it's carries a lot of weight when someone that you love that much and you respect that much says, I love you, but I'm not willing to love you to death. Mm-hmm. And
changes you.
Yeah, it did. It was an absolute gut check. And so, I decided that I've got to at that point. I'm taking 55 pills 3 times a day and eating between 8 and 12 400 milligram fentanyl pops a day. I was on boatloads of drugs, and so it was tough to come off the drugs. But that's why I always tell people, I can say with 100% conviction, I know why addicts stay addicts, because I've been there. And that was a hell of a fight. But
look at you now. I mean, and not all veterans have an outlet like your wife, or have someone
No
step
doubt.
in and be like, hey, listen, your life is worthy. You need to fight for it.
You're absolutely right.
Well, 22 Kill, I was reading you guys' website, and it said on there that 22 veterans a day they think commit suicide. And that is an unsettling number, especially for the people that fought for our country and they didn't die overseas, but they're coming home and they don't feel like they have anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
Tell me more about 22 Kill. Is that y'all's mission?
Yeah, it's definitely a sobering number. It's one that a lot of people don't know it. And so that's why with 22 Kill, our first mission is awareness. And that's because just like anything else, a common problem remains a common problem until it becomes common knowledge. And, with the AIDS movement, the cancer movement, nothing was done about that stuff until it affected somebody with money and or power.
Wow,
but what we got on our side is numbers. There's a lot of warriors that still live and are alive and well in this country, and if we all join together with our families, we could make enough of a movement and rattle enough cages to where something could actually be done, and maybe something effective could actually be done in Congress, which we all know doesn't happen often.
No.
And it is what it is, but that's why we bank on grassroots efforts and our supporters. Whether they're from Texas or New York or California, it doesn't matter. We need them all. And but yeah, first and foremost is awareness, and that's our biggest push. Right now, the number's actually 20.
So it went down.
When the first study came out in 2013 through the VA, both these studies were done by the VA. So the number we don't think is accurate, but that's because it's the government did it, and really the only 2 things that they're great at is taking money and spending money. But
Amen.
I'm just talking about facts here. But the number this past last summer, actually, it was said that it went down to 20. And so, for all intents and purposes, yeah, we're moving in the right direction, albeit very slowly. And we offer a lot of programming through 22 Kill, in-house programming and other organizations that we're partnered with, and for example, one-on-one therapies. We have through a partner they're called Stay the Course, and that's the one-on-one therapy with not only warriors and their families, but first responders and law enforcement and their families.
They need it too.
Absolutely, because I think where we are now with that was every 18 hours a law enforcement officer dies by suicide, and I believe it's every 8 a firefighter dies by suicide.
Gosh.
And so, it's one of those things where I talked to the board last year, and I said, listen, we've got to implement first responders and law enforcement because they serve just as much as us, if not more. And
on the home front.
Yeah, and we couldn't go and do what we do. I wasn't going to go to a foreign country and kick in a door without knowing that somebody is going to step up and put their life down on the line for my family, who's never met me. That makes it us able to go do what we do.
Exactly.
And so that's why we say one tribe, one fight. We're all in it together. And I don't think we shouldn't just narrow it down and narrow our scope to just warriors and their families when we have these other men and women who still wear the uniform and still serve. And we need to give them the ability to have these outlets where, they maintain that anonymity with their respective departments to where they aren't considered a liability to their department.
That's interesting. That's crazy to even think about. And you're a veteran, and John Wayne's a veteran. He was the one that told you that he wanted you to come out today, and I'm glad he did, just so that we could talk about PTSD and just the effects that it has. And like you said, the narcotics, no one knows about that, and that's not talked about very much as far as, and it's not, I wouldn't necessarily blame the doctors because I think they are trying to help in the beginning, but just
Yeah, no,
anything like that, it just gets out of hand. So John Wayne told me that you could be the person to talk about him. So where did you guys first meet?
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah? Oh, I thought you guys were pretty close.
No, I'm just kidding. No, he's okay, I guess. Yeah, and see, J-Dub and I met, I want to say it was some event several years ago. It was, more than 3 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's been 5 or 6, 7 years. Wow. And, yeah, we met. We realized that we live in cities. We're right next to each other. And he's just, I love J-Dub because he's the epitome of a humble guy. He's a very humble guy. Loves to have a good time. Mm-hmm. And he's the same thing with him. He knew, because when he got hit in Afghanistan, for all intents and purposes, fighting off the side of a mountain, and he went through his transition, he struggled too. Mm-hmm. And so did I. So we had that connection and knew a lot of the same friends. And he and I have just stuck together, and he's always supported me with 22 Kill. I've always supported him with 5 Toes. And it just makes for, it's just a good tribe, man. I mean, we just got a good tribe that we run with. And it may not be huge, but most people
solid.
Probably, yeah, I mean, it's impenetrable. Mm-hmm. It's, we're all very tight-knit. And, John Wayne is just a good American. Mm-hmm. He's one of those guys where, if either one of my sons ended up being half the guy he was as adults, I would consider that a win. And so it's, I'm thankful for, his friendship, Jeff's friendship. It's something that you don't get a whole lot of in a lifetime. And, I'm a short 35 years old, but I've learned 3 absolutes that 1, this life's absolutely worth living, no matter how hard it gets. And 2, it's absolutely not worth living alone. Mm-hmm. What makes it beautiful is you get to share it with guys like J-Dub. Mm-hmm. And 3, it doesn't have anything to do with me. And it's good to have guys like John Wayne around to remind me of that on a pretty regular basis. But he's a great example of what a true American should be. And that guy bleeds red, white, and blue, and he's not apologetic about it. And he's just a good family man. He's a great father. He's a great husband. He's a great example of what it means to be a tried and true American patriot. And he's born 4th of July, so come on.
In 2012, the Veterans Administration released a suicide data report that found an average of 22 veterans die from suicide every day. 22 Kill is helping change that statistic. Another member of their tribe is Jeff Kyle, a Marine who brought his family's work ethic with him overseas and continues to preserve his brother's legacy, along with his family, through the American Valor Foundation. So let's talk about you. Who is Jeff Kyle?
Born and raised in Texas. Born in Abilene. My mom's family was from Abilene, and some of them are still there now. But my dad, he grew up in Kansas, dirt farmer, and moved to Texas because of my mom. And then I was born in Abilene, and we moved shortly after to Midlothian, just south of Dallas. And raised cows, horses, everything like that. Just simple life. Bought the feed store in town so we could get our feed cheaper.
Smart.
And and then so we became our dad's worker bees. Hauling hay every week. He'd come in and tell us he bought up every field in the county, and we'd have to have it up by the end of the night because it was going to rain the next day. So. Hauling hay, feeding cows all day long, every day. Stayed in Midlothian, rodeoed all through high school. Then after graduated, then moved out, and basically never looked back. Just kept, making footprints everywhere else. All over the state, working different ranches. Some of the bigger name ranches I've been on. And then decided to join the military, and then that's where life really happened. So, joined the Marine Corps in 2000, went through boot camp, and then got shipped out to my unit. And then, of course, 9/11 happened, and we got stood up and went to the big show. So
you were ready for it then.
Yeah. So I was in during peacetime for a couple years before anything happened, and we were always itching for something to happen, but never knew if anything would. And then lo and behold, it did. And so, we got to put our training to some use, and went overseas and did what we had to do. Luckily, I came home. Lost a lot of buddies over there, but my family, it's a very small family. We don't. My dad, he was an only child. My mom, she had 2 sisters, but one of them doesn't have any children. The other one had 2 sons, and so we're just real small. And my family grew exponentially when I joined the military. I was very close, very tight with my family, especially with my brother. And then whenever I joined the military, that bond that I had with my brothers in the military was big, and with their families as well. We'd be there when each other's kids were born, and at hospitals when wives were giving birth and stuff like that. So it was just a big happy family. Then me and Chris, we bonded a lot more, got a lot closer over our military service.
What was your family's relationship like? Y'all are a tight-knit family, joined the military, extremely tight-knit, so you've always been surrounded by family. Right,
yeah. My parents were always very supportive. Excuse me, neither one of my parents ever served. A lot of people, they always think that my dad had served just because of his mentality and his demeanor and everything, and then because of me and Chris, but we were always very tight and very supportive of everything that each other did. But me and Chris, we were always real close. Besides typical brother stuff.
I was about to
when we
say,
were growing up,
you're brothers.
We fought like cats and dogs. But we were the only ones that could mess with each other. But then when we got to the military, that brought us a lot closer. We got to see a lot of things that were the same and experience, the evils of the world, at the same time. But we were able to decompress with each other. So between deployments, before deployments, we would always make a note to go see each other and, basically say goodbye, just in case, without saying it, and then, kind of rehash things whenever we'd come home, just to decompress a little bit. But and then after we got out, then started having kids and marriage and life and everything like that, getting fat and happy and everything. And
you deserved it. You earned that.
Yeah, well, so, and knowing John, getting to meet John, Chris and John worked together with the training company, and then so that's how I got to know John, was through Chris. And John's one of those guys that you can't help but like him.
I know.
He's I've known a lot of guys in my life, especially in this line of work, and they're all pretty good guys. But John he's something special. He's helped me through some dark times, especially after what happened to Chris. And of course we got together with the training and everything, and get to travel around the country and teach a lot of great Americans how to better handle themselves. And getting into the speaking world, John, that guy, you can't ever shut him up. So you have to
He's good at it.
Yeah, you have to put a time limit on him whenever he's up on stage talking about anything. Me, I'm a little quieter. That's I was kind of thrust into this position. I was voluntold, is the way I put it. Chris was always the bright shining star, that everybody wanted to see, and I was, in the shadows doing what we do. And then whenever he left, then, I figured, I didn't want anybody else talking about him or continuing what he was doing. Somebody from the outside,
Who knows him better than you? I mean, you guys were so close, like you said, and I've heard from a lot of people that he is not that guy that's an ego hound. Like, no. Chris was not that guy that wanted the parades for him, and it wasn't ever about that. It was more about the country. Like, he didn't want the attention from it. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. He was all about using his fame to help others. He didn't take anything for it. And that was. in a way, that's kind of a downfall because that puts a lot of pressure on him, you know, home life and things like that. But, you know, that's who he was. He didn't, if he got something later, that was fine. You know, he worried about everybody else up front, you know. And
I feel like you have the same attribute. You're a very kind person. You came out here to do this for me, so I really appreciate that.
No, you know, anytime anybody, you know, it appreciates, you know, what the military has done, you know, I'm more than happy to talk about things, you know. I mean, I don't go around talking about, you know, what I saw, things I did, things like that. You know, it is what it is. You know, we all basically have the same story. You know,
It's war.
Yeah. So, you know, war, it's not fun, but it's a part of life. You know,
It's war. It's gruesome.
Yeah, you know, it's hell. You know, war is hell, and it definitely, you know, everybody always says, well, you know, war changes you. Yeah, it does. I mean, anytime somebody's gonna go through that traumatic of an experience for that period of time, you know, it's gonna make you look at life a little different for sure. You know, and people handle it different. You know, that's what bothers me is, you know, like Jake, you know, he runs the foundation, 22 Kill, that they do so much for the veterans, and you know, I'm a part of, you know, our family. We have our own foundation to do things like that, and we work hand in hand with 22 Kill and a lot of the other foundations. We're kind of a middleman. We raise money for other foundations because we don't necessarily have one certain thing that we can do. You know, we can funnel money to other foundations so they can continue to help, you know, everybody that needs it. And you know, that's important to us. What I tell everybody is, you know, I'm extremely proud of my service. I'm proud to wear the uniform, but I feel like I can serve more now than what I did when I was in. Because when I was in, I was with a small group, and those are the only guys that I could touch. You know, I could only reach out to them and their families. But now, you know, I can use my name and the fame of my brother and who he was to reach out. You know, my bandwidth has grown.
And it's not even for money. That's
Right.
what people don't get. It's not for the money. It's just you want to help people.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't get paid to go around and do things. You know, I mean, we do what we do to raise money to help the guys that are in need. You know, the men and women and their families. You know, and that. Yeah, I don't care if they wore, you know, green or blue. You know, our law enforcement, they're our military at home. So, you know, to us, that's very important as well. You know, we do a lot for them. We're helping a family in Waco right now that's going through some really hard times, or, you know, a police officer family. And, you know, I mean, it's important to help out all of them, you know, because without everybody working as a team, you know, I'm sure Jake said one tribe, one fight, or one team, one tribe, whatever he says, you know. I mean, we're just everybody, we're a big, dysfunctional, happy family.
But it works.
Yeah, it works. And, you know, it works even better because of the great people of America, you know, because they back us and they support us and they understand, you know, and we owe it to the Vietnam vets for that.
Yeah, they're treated terrible.
Because, yeah, they went over and they fought that horrible war and came home and got spit on, and nobody supported them just because they didn't understand.
Yeah.
And
a lot of them were forced.
Right.
For the draft.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Iraq, Afghanistan, Africa, everything like that. I mean, it's 100% volunteer, you know, so everybody that wears the uniform, they went in knowing what they were getting in for. And, you know, so every time I see a Vietnam vet, I always make a point to thank them, you know, because without them leading the way and paving the road for us, you know, we wouldn't have the support of the public that we do now. And, you know, that's important to me.
Of course, we had to bring out the big guns. John Wayne and Jeff spent the afternoon showing me how to use some of the weapons they used overseas while defending our country.
I leave it on fire. Nope. I always leave the bolt to the rear on fire because right now it's impossible to shoot, right? So when you're ready to shoot, you just close the bolt and pull the trigger. All right, I'm going to show you something real cool. This is a ballistic app. No, I don't want to rate you. Let's see here, 308 wind. Yep, going straight out to 5. Okay, now if you look through there, and you see the crosshairs, a lot of stuff going on there, right?
Yeah.
All you need to worry about is the center dot. And,
Well, I know that.
Right, well, figure out where that center dot is. That's what you're doing?
It's at the sky right now.
Okay, so you want to remember to
Can I move
squeeze that bag.
Let's see, I don't really, okay, there, I see it.
You see it?
Well, kind of, I'm not on it yet.
500.
But.
I think you're at the 300, so you want to go.
Oh, nice.
There
Yeah,
you
I'm
go.
at the casually short one. That's the one
Yeah.
I wanted to be on.
The big disc.
There's a big disc out there. There's a bunch of little targets out there, but you want the.
Now, okay, now I just need to move over. My bad. Okay, I see the big disc.
Mm-hmm.
Is there's like it looks like a rack, and there's 4 things hanging off there, and then it's on the ground, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just close the thing, and I want you to pull the trigger like you're about to shoot.
Okay. Like pull the trigger, like shoot.
Yep, act like you're going to shoot.
Don't actually do it
Nope,
though.
pull the trigger, yep. There you go. See?
Oh.
Want to make sure you was flinching or not. All right, now I'm going to
I
put one in
flinched.
I know. Now we're going to do
This
that
is a lot of
again.
pressure. I'm shooting for Marines in a Green Beret.
No, you're good. Just relax, and then squeeze the trigger. Look at there.
I actually
First round
hit
hit
it.
at 500, girl. Let's go up to 2 more. All right, so now the next one out, there's a big target. There's a little big square with a circle over it. Go ahead and find it in here, and then make it clear with that one.
Okay.
The square with a Mickey Mouse on top.
Okay.
Let us know when you find it. Actually, let's.
I'm gonna say I can't. I'm at the wrong one now. Oh, I see it.
You see it?
Uh huh. But you're obviously shooting the square, right? That might be a dumb question,
Is it
but
clear?
yeah,
All right, you want to shoot the square?
sure.
Why not? Why wouldn't we?
Well, I just lost it now because I moved, but
All right, just get nice and comfortable. When you get ready, put that crosshair right, maybe favoring a little bit to the left.
to the left.
Yeah, because you got a little bit of spin drift. That bullet's shooting 7 football fields. So this is a right twist, so the barrel's, the bullet's going to start doing this.
So,
So just
would
saying
you
a
say
little bit
right
to
at
the
the
left.
edge of the square?
No,
or?
not the edge, just same, halfway between the edge and middle.
Okay.
And then the same way, just nice and easy.
I don't think I got that one. I don't even know where that went.
Yep. So let's go ahead and try it again. So get set up again.
This is so easy for you, isn't it?
Nah.
You're lying. It's a lot easier for me to do the center.
Do the center.
Am I good?
You're perfect. Just nice squeeze. Don't flinch, just squeeze.
I didn't even move that time, and it still didn't hit.
I think you hit to the right.
Send it. Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
You're
All right,
on
look through the
semi-auto.
sights.
Okay. So like lean forward, like I'm
Lean
doing a
into it.
squat,
Oh,
bend my
there you
knees,
go.
like that.
Yep, just pull the trigger.
And then when you're ready, pull the trigger.
Oh gosh.
It ain't
okay.
nothing.
Okay. see?
Oh, look at that
How easy
scary
that
gun.
was?
Yeah, that was
Alright.
easy. That wasn't bad.
Yeah,
All right, now,
this is the fun switch.
bam.
Let's
So
hope
I
it
just
runs.
hold it.
Yeah,
Hold
it
same
down?
as long
thing.
as you want to.
Same
Okay.
thing.
So make sure I'm standing right, so I'm gonna break my leg.
You're not.
Okay, ready?
Let it rip.
Woo! That was cool.
How was that? There we go.
That was bad. That was
We're
like
gonna put it on
Rihanna.
safe. Isn't that awesome?
That was
High
like
five.
Battleship. You gave me a Battleship
That's what I'm
moment.
talking about. We're gonna lock that bad boy back up.
That was cool.
Take it out, nice and safe.
Okay. Let me grab a hold.
Get
Ready?
a hold.
Holy Toledo. So how tight do you like really
I
honest?
mean, hold it.
Hold on to it.
Hold
yeah.
on tight, yeah.
Yeah, hold it like you mean it.
Yep.
Got it.
I mean,
That's
like
what
you
a
get the
hope
hold
means.
of it.
I know, but I'm just okay. Got it.
All right.
And then you just look out there. You're going to be shooting at the 200 right there.
Oh, so I'm
Okay.
actually shooting this in this time.
Oh yeah, you're gonna shoot it. So
Uh,
like again, this
You
little
don't
guy
worry
goes
about
like that.
aiming.
Yeah.
So you put your thumbs on it
Do I just hold down though, right?
and hold down. And the
Okay.
longer you hold down, the more ammo you're gonna shoot.
Well, I don't want to waste all y'all's ammo. So.
Try it. Hold it down for a minute. Do like 3 seconds. And
Okay.
see how that feels.
Okay. So I'm good.
On you. Go ahead.
So I lean forward and then just push.
Just push
Don't you
down.
need
You
some
don't have to
headphones?
overthink it. You just push that button down, and freedom comes a roaring.
Yep.
Okay, I'm ready. Okay. This makes me nervous, kind of.
Don't be nervous.
Don't be. If a Marine can do it, trust me.
Exactly.
Dude,
you have
that's
the
a
intelligence.
terrible analogy. Terrible. Okay. I'm ready. Everybody has headphones on.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
It's not going anywhere.
Push it harder. Harder. Hard as you can.
Woo!
Do it again. One more time. Come on now. Let it rip.
Holy smokes!
Last
That's
one.
way easier.
There you go.
That's a way to get back in the next.
Isn't that awesome?
Okay.
So now we just want to lift this up.
Look at those. Holy crap.
Just like that. Now it's safe.
That is crazy. That one's my favorite, obviously.
So what you want to do now is just put your finger just like that and just nice squeeze. And you should
Shoot at
have
the
a-
grass, all right?
Yeah. A little higher.
A little. Wait, am I supposed to hit the target?
Hit the berm.
You hit
The mound.
Yes,
yeah,
got
there
it.
you
That's
go.
why they're.
Pile.
There you go.
That's kind of cool.
What's real fun with these, hold on, keep doing what you're doing right there. Keep looking through there. Is just doing something like this. Woo! All right.
I love how you get so excited. It's
Yeah,
like
love it.
it's like freedom for you.
Yeah, then you just throw that out, do all that cool stuff. There you go.
It's so weird to see a suppressor on that lovely thing.
So let's do that.
Okay. How do I do it? Like, what's
You
the
just wanna-
proper way
yeah,
for you to
first
hold
you
it?
want to put your finger there.
Yeah.
And then with this side, put your hand just like, nope. Just like that. Just
Got
like
it.
that. Perfect. Now you want to kind of, just like that.
Lean
Perfect.
forward.
And just, when you pull the slack out, you feel that one? No, go ahead. You see it, feel the wall? That's when you start aiming. All
Okay.
right. Then whenever you aim, pull the trigger through.
Okay. Can I shoot? Or
Go
no?
ahead. Yep.
Am I supposed to be shooting at the grass?
Whatever you
still?
want. You can shoot the steel at this.
I don't want to shoot it because I don't want to. Are y'all worried about ricocheting?
Nope. No, not at all.
That one's really not bad.
Isn't that awesome? Ready, set, fire. I'm out. I wasn't out. You ready? Ready, set, fire. Looking good, baby. America. Go ahead, just like you did the other one.
Okay. But I put it up here.
Yep, you're gonna put it. You want to get this hand way up there, just like that. You want to get this hand just like that.
Okay.
All right. Now I'm
It's gonna
going
sling
to
forward, isn't it? Yeah.
let it
There
go
you go.
forward. Now it's on full auto. So just go through there. Nope. This is gonna kick just like a gun or a rifle.
Oh,
So go
jeez.
ahead and let it rip. Try it again.
Jesus. Woo! God. Thank God you're holding me.
How awesome
Holy
is that?
shit,
Yeah,
That
you're-
is cool.
How awesome is that? Give me some. Yeah.
You're awesome, literally.
What?
I love how you every time just throw it. Like,
That's what I'm talking about. Throw my ears
and it's
too.
a wrap. Jacob and Jeff are two veterans that John Wayne continues to work closely with. Along with Jacob and Jeff, John Wayne works with veterans through 22 Kill, the American Valor Foundation, and the Green Beret Foundation. If you want to join the tribe of 22 Kill or the American Valor Foundation, we encourage you to visit www.22kill.com or www.americanvalorfoundation.org. This time of year is all about giving what we can, and who better to support than those who have put their life on the line for our safety and freedom. One of my favorite quotes is, "Christmas is a spirit of giving, without a thought of getting." If you cannot give, instead give a valid effort to promote optimism this season. Be a part of something much bigger than yourself. It costs nothing to be a decent human. I'm Alexis Bloomer, and I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I encourage you to be the finest America has to offer.